Hey guys, what's up? Today's video is my Halo Infinite flight feedback video. There's a lot of positives and negatives that I want to cover, so let's get right into it. First of all, I'm going to talk about the positives, what I loved about the game, and honestly the number one thing is probably the grapple hook and how you interact with the sandbox weaponry. I really love that you can do all these amazing things. Examples are on screen now. I've always wanted a game where I can really be ultra creative, and Infinite really seems to hit the nail on the head with that. I also thought a lot of the new weapons were a lot more fun to use than I thought. For example, the Bulldog, I actually really liked that shotgun. I used it for a little while and I'm like, wow, this is really fun to use. The battle rifle feels really good as well. Precision weapons, aside from the sniper, seem very easy to cross-map, so it'll be interesting to see how 343 tunes the weapons before launch. But even the Ravage, I found that super satisfying to use. The big charge-up shot, not so much. And the shock rifle feels like a mini sniper rifle. I also enjoy the maps minus Bazaar. Bazaar I really don't like, but the other maps I pretty much really will enjoy. All these unique things I can do with the verticality and the little jumps and bumps have made me enjoy the game so much more. Being able to master these little movement tech things really make me enjoy the game, and there's a lot more that is still to be discovered, and so many things I want to try, so I'm very excited for the full release. This brings me on to things I didn't enjoy, so I'm going to try to condense it into weapons and sandbox and break it up and give you my basic thoughts and opinions. The number one thing I'm going to start with is the sniper rifle. First of all, there's random inbuilt bloom into no scoping with the weapon. On top of that, the massive sniper glare. I'll chuck a little example up on screen. Makes it pretty redundant to use because as soon as you jump up and the battle rifle and the commando can cross map so easily, you just get instantly shredded. On a whole, the frame rate was better. I didn't actually stream any of it to get better performance. I was probably getting maybe 170, 180 frames in BTB and about 200 to 220 on 4v4. And I'll talk about my settings a little bit. But for the most part, the performance was better, but it still feels clunky and sluggish and slow. I'm not sure why that is. The aiming feels a bit more responsive, and I've definitely improved by practicing in the training mode against bots over and over again. Another thing I like, by the way, training mode against bots, custom games where you can mess around with the settings and practice your aim. Such an amazing thing that 343 has added in. That said, the game is a lot less forgiving than Halo MCC on PC in regards to aiming. The aim assist is a lot less. And I definitely find it more rewarding that it's not so easy to aim. That said, from what I've seen though, a lot of people don't like the random inbuilt bloom mechanic. I'd also tone down the sniper glare slightly, but let's move on to other performance related issues. Now when I was playing BTB, I could put down all my settings onto low, and that would give me a pretty decent frame rate, around 170 to 180. I'll have my PC specs in the description, but the game is CPU based, so if you have a 30 series GPU, probably not going to get amazing frames if you don't have a great CPU. I noticed when I was zooming in with the sniper rifle, I couldn't see people on the opposing base. I'd have to actually zoom in with the sniper to see them. So often, I was getting shot by people I couldn't see. And the only way for me to realistically do that was turn my resolution past 100% to 115 and 120% just to see further. I don't think this should be a thing. I think at 100% resolution, you should be able to see all the way across the map and see absolutely everything. You shouldn't have to zoom in to see people. Next up, we have vehicles. Now, some vehicles were very strong and very overpowered. Other vehicles were very flimsy and very weak. The vehicles that I found were very effective were the Ghost. Plasma cannons on the Ghost are very strong. The Wasp, also very strong. I could absolutely shred with that thing. The Banshee, however, felt awkward and really flimsy to use. When you fly in a straight line, it would go really fast, yet when you stop, it wouldn't really turn very quickly. I also noticed that when I threw a Dynamo Grenade, which is the new shock weaponry, the EMPs, dropped the Wasp upside down and didn't flip the pilot out. But when I did it to a Banshee, it did flip the pilot out. That was really weird to see, so I hope that's also fixed. The map itself for the Scorpion doesn't feel like it's big enough. The Scorpion itself feels very cramped. It's very easy to get hijacked. If you have like 4 or 5 people coming from every different direction, you're screwed. You're so dead. The Warthog chain gun is very strong. The chain gun itself, like the pull-off human turret, also very strong. So they're actually viable weapons to use. But you lose that mobility, so I guess it's pretty balanced. This brings me on to the UI. And I found the user interface very confusing. Now, I don't know if you guys also saw this, but I found it really confusing to actually navigate the menu, invite people to play. It seemed very un-user friendly. I've really had trouble navigating it until I learnt it. And even when I had learnt it on controller, doing it on keyboard and mouse was really hard for me. I don't know if that's just me, but that's something I also noticed. So I guess ease of access would be really good. I would definitely recommend maybe looking into the UI and seeing what can be done to streamline invites seeing people on the roster. Just little things like that go a really long way. Next up we have Jeff Steitzer. Now this was a really big thing. I saw it on Reddit, saw it on my own Twitter, I tweeted out about it. BTB doesn't have Jeff Steitzer as an announcer. After I've heard the AI and I've heard the Spartan chatter and the new Spartan commander probably about 40 or 50 times, and it's the same monotonous line saying, "That squad is now fodder," or "I see headshots in your future." After seeing those monotonous lines over and over again, they don't have the same gravitas as Jeff Steitzer's double kill and triple kill. But I saw a lot of people agreed with me and they said that Jeff Steitzer should be in BTB because he's not in there at all, so there's no grapple jack. The final thing I'll say about Jeff Steitzer, which is also in relation to multi-kills, is the current multi-kill timer starts at 5 seconds, and then every multi-kill you get, it'll go up by 0.25 seconds. For example, a double kill is 5 seconds, a triple kill is 5.25, overkill 5.5, all the way up to a killionaire, which becomes 7 seconds. Now if you guys are unaware, on Halo 3, in every game before, I say Halo 4, the multi-kill time was 4 seconds, so when you make it out to 7, it's almost double the time. I really feel like it lessens how amazing multi-kills are. You can go hide, you can get your shield back, and then you can pop out and still comfortably continue the multi-kill. It really lessens how amazing they are. And that's coming from someone who really loves going for multi-kills and has done so for almost 20 years. I really hope that's changed. It's also coupled with the fact that once you get a killionaire, it instantly goes back to double kill now, and it resets to 5 seconds. So it'll go 5, then 5.5, 6, 6.5, 7, and then back down to 5 when it restarts again. And that just seems messy to me. It boils down to the fact of what I said last video when I gave feedback, that changing stuff for the sake of change just doesn't seem wise to me. I know in the eyes of the casual community who aren't going to recognize this as much, getting a high multi-kill and seeing it read out is definitely going to add to their sense of enjoyment of the game. But you also have to consider long-term fans, and I feel like there's enough stuff already in the game that the casuals are going to enjoy. So reverting it back to say at least 5 seconds, which is what Halo 5's is, it's a little bit of a here you go veteran community, here's something that is small but special to you guys, we're going to keep it as that for you. This brings me to overall Sandbox, and I could really make a whole separate video about this, but I'll keep it brief because this video is already pretty long. The plasma pistol needs to be fixed. The plasma pistol is worse than the plasma carbine that fires out 3 shots and drops shields almost instantly, so it doesn't have that noob combo effect anymore. It also doesn't EMP vehicles, that's reserved for shock weaponry. It also, when you pepper it, drops shields slower than the Magnum. So in each 3 of its classes of what it used to do, a different weapon outclasses it, so there's no real point to pick it up. That said, a dynamo grenade will EMP and you can throw it at someone and it will instantly drop their shields. It even has the power to kill really quickly. I've noticed that with the shock and electricity, it doesn't just EMP and drop shields, it's also very, very good at killing people when their shields are down. I could talk about Bloom and random spread a lot, but I'm just going to leave it at the assault rifle. I was able to assault rifle people across the map. I'm not sure if this was designed and then the sidekick is what it is, a sidekick weaponry. I'm very hesitant about making changes to the sandbox because I know that 343 has balanced all of these things already. So if you make the assault rifle really bad, and then you get a battle rifle or you get a commando, you got nothing really to shoot back at people with. And I know a lot of people I saw on Reddit, when Halo Reach became a thing, people wanted AR starts in BTB. I don't think people really understood what it meant for someone like me who goes for multi-kills. Because say I get the couple of precision weapons on the map, I get the sniper and I get the DMR on a map like Hemorrhage, Halo Reach, which is the Blood Gulch remake, you have nothing to shoot at me back with. I can cross map you for a sniper multi-kill and spawn kill you indefinitely. Just keep timing the sniper rifle and the weapons and keep you on respawn for the entire game, and there's really nothing you can do about it. So that's the only little cautionary thing I'll say. Finally, we'll move on to physics, because physics are my #1 thing, and I really wanted to end the video out on this. There's been some great changes towards the physics, and I'm really happy with them. The gravity hammer seems to actually launch vehicles up into the sky now. I can combine that with some equipment and other weaponry. I can pull off some really amazing tricks, so thank you 343 for doing that. It really makes a big difference to the longevity of the game. The gravity hammer actually does that. I will add that the grenade jumping still doesn't work, but there's a custom game setting that actually allows you to actually fly across the map. You guys can see in my other videos, and I'll chuck it on screen again now. So maybe up that a little bit so grenade jumping is a bit more prominent. I also really think that the collision for players has to be turned back on. I really dislike that you can walk through people. Say I'm shooting at a guy and he backs off and he walks backwards through his teammate, and I feel like that really breaks the immersion of the game quite a lot. Or if a teammate walks in front of me, walks straight through me, and I fire a rocket launcher or a sniper, the rocket will kill me, the sniper will blank. It just doesn't seem like it's working. Also, I can just get 12 people to stand in one spot in BTB, and we can all hide in one little dot, and then when someone comes by, we can all jump out and just jump one guy. So again, I'm not being really critical with the feedback, just pointing out what I've observed with the sandbox and giving my feedback of what I thought about it. So that's going to do it, guys. I could probably go on for another 10-20 minutes of what I thought about Halo Infinite. There's a lot that's really good with the game, but it still needs a lot of work. We're about 2 months from release as of me releasing this video, so I really hope we have maybe one more flight test to check the changes that 343 has actually made from this flight. I'm sure we'll have a feedback blog post that'll come out in the next couple months or so I'll cover that when that does come out. But thank you all so much for watching. Bit of a longer video today, but I had a lot to talk about, so I feel like it was all good stuff. But let me know what you thought of Halo Infinite down in the comments below. I'm really interested to hear your feedback. Good, the bad. Let me know about both, because I'll probably send this out on all my social medias. So if you want your voice heard, leave a comment below, and if you agree with what someone says, give it an upvote. Anyway, that's all from me today. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Bye guys.